High school athletes suffer more than 62,000 concussions a year. Younger children also deal with them.
Yeah, NBC2's Rishi Barran joins us with a look at concussion prevention. Rishi?
Well, you've probably heard all the questions about concussions. What we're here to do is to give you answers on how to reduce concussions on the playing field.
How many concussions do you think you had over there?
That's a good question. Really, I'm serious. I probably stopped counting.
Naples native Fred McCrary lived the concussion game during his 11-year NFL career. So did his teammates. Fred thinks head injuries played a role in the suicide of Junior Seau, who McCrary played with in San Diego. Now McCrary's part of a laundry list of players suing the NFL for allegedly hiding info on the long-term effects of head injuries.
I kept going because I wanted to keep my job. And every time I would hit that year, 2001, I think it is, I will see white.
Stories like Fred's raise a big question for parents. Should they let their kids play football? Two-time NFL MVP Kurt Warner says he wouldn't let his kids play now. But Lee Memorial Trauma Services analyst Mark Tesoro looks at that question from a different perspective.
I would never recommend somebody to not be active and not get out there and play. I think what we're emphasizing is just making sure that they're done safely.
Concussions can cause great long-term harm, psychiatric conditions, dementia, and memory problems. So how can kids avoid them on the playing field? Several ways, in fact. Blocking and tackling correctly is the simplest step to reduce concussions.
I think part of it is proper training at a younger age. The fundamentals at a younger age is really key.
Another key step, recognizing the symptoms of a concussion. They include headache, balance problems, dizziness, and nausea. Parents and coaches are urged to play it safe if a child has any of these symptoms.
The rule of thumb is when in doubt, take them out of the game.
That's where the tough guy factor plays in. Players want to prove their grit, show that they'll do anything to help their teams. Unfortunately, that toughness can often lead to danger.
If you return to play too quickly, or if you continue to play, you get what's called second impact syndrome. And second impact syndrome really is a second concussion on top of that first concussion.
Building a strong support system for kids is also key. The Lee Memorial Health System supports the Stop Sports Injury program, which asks parents, coaches, and players to sign pledges to prevent young athletes from re-entering games after injury.
But what about equipment? How can it help reduce concussions? We'll tackle that question and introduce you to a new product that's tailored to reduce helmet-to-helmet impact in the final part of this two-part series tonight after the Olympics.
As we learn more about the dangers of concussions, parents worry more about how safe their kids are while playing sports. But a revolutionary new product could ease some of those worries. NBC2's Rishi Barran is here to show us how. Rishi?
Peter, on average, children who play football take about 650 hits to the head every season. But to wear one of these during practice could make those hits a lot less dangerous.
A critical factor in reducing sports injuries is wearing the right equipment in the right way. When you're talking concussions, that piece of equipment is the helmet.
Anytime you can reduce the force of an impact, you're going to lessen the injuries and the damage.
Many variations have been made to the football helmet over the years, and more padding has been added inside. And now there's a product called the Guardian Cap that straps on over the outside of the helmet, which tests have shown can reduce concussions by up to 35%.
It's a simple concept. It's almost like anytime you're doing any kind of packaging or anything else, the more padding you have, the less chance of anything getting damaged.
The one-size-fits-all soft cap weighs less than a pound and is designed to cushion the blows from helmet-to-helmet collisions, which can result in 30 G's of force, more than 4 times the force of a rocket taking off.
When you have the two of these and they hit, they basically slide off each other. They don't grab. There's no friction.
Marketed to be worn during practice, where research shows 90% of all concussions can occur, the Guardian has been tested at university labs and successfully worn by more than 600 young players who practiced with the cap before it hit the market. Naples native Fred McCrary, a former NFL player, thinks enough of the Guardian to endorse it and let his kids wear it.
It'll make parents feel 10 times more comfortable putting their child out on that field.
But what we wanted to know was what players and coaches who'd never seen the Guardian before thought of it. So we took it from the stands right onto the field.
You got a lot of padding. You probably would. it had to be real thoughtful.
If this helps reduce concussions in practice, you know, I'm all for it.
Mark Tesoro, an analyst for Lee Memorial Trauma Services, was quick to point out that no product can completely prevent concussions, but he likes the Guardian's proactive approach to reducing them.
This is, like I said, an excellent example of continuing that tradition of trying to constantly improve upon the safety of the equipment.
Is it the wave of the future? Maybe, maybe not. But finding ways to keep kids safe will always be the wave of the present.
Now, the company that created the Guardian cap is in the process of developing similar products for hockey, lacrosse, baseball, and other sports. And 5% of all revenues from the Guardian cap will go toward brain research. You can buy one of these for about $70. For more info, you can visit guardiancaps.com. Peter?